Welcome back to the Birdhouse Dynasty Show and tonight's real live rookie draft, our last rookie draft of the draft season. Nothing but startups coming up next, but for now, we are right in the middle of our Crash and Smash Best Ball IDP rookie draft. Yes, it is a best ball league, and don't let the IDP thing scare you. We just started 3 IDPs. It's not a big deal. They do score some points, but relatively speaking, put it this way, we're in the middle of the second round, and a single IDP player has not been taken, unless you want to count Travis Hunter, of course. We'll see who grabbed him here shortly, but in the meantime, I want to let you know that you should check out the Patreon. Patreon's getting rolling here. $3 a month. Smash our like and subscribe. You can go to the Patreon, though, at patreon.com/birdhouse Dynasty Show. Get all of our rankings there. We'll have some updated rankings for your startups upcoming. But for now, we'll talk about that more. For now, let's get to our best ball draft. It is once again the Crash and Smash League. Yes, here we go. We are in the middle of the second round here. Colston Loveland finally went off the board here to to the People's Champs. Hergot is now on the clock. We'll see if Hergot is awake. I don't know. I know he works early, so he may not be ready to go. But anyway, we can go over the other picks that have been made so far. Yes, Ashton Genty still went 101. Now this is a 12-team start 12 best ball league. There is a 0.25 per carry, so the running backs have been flying off the board. And as you can see, there are 7 running backs in the first round. I mean, I was more than happy to see Lemke Ibuka fall to me there at the 112. I was scrambling to try and trade up to the 110 or 111. And when the 111 was on the clock, I was willing to offer my 309 straight up to move up one spot. I also offered a 27 second with a third in return there to move up one spot, but no, he needed Cam Skataboo. Again, 0.25 per carry. I can understand wanting those running backs. I'll figure out a way to make it happen. This league I took 4th in last year. Now, I came into this draft with 3 solid quarterbacks. I've got Josh Allen, I had Trevor Lawrence, and Jordan Love. The guy at the 102, which was Fossboss, he had just traded up for the 102 earlier this morning before we started this draft. We fired it up a little early. Everybody was ready to rock and roll and get this last rookie draft out of the way. But I ended up giving up Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, and the 209 to move up to the 102 and snag Travis Hunter in this IDP format. It'll be interesting to see how many points this guy can amass. I'm looking for 40 a week. Okay, I'll take 20, but that's why I wanted to get Hunter. I'm only in 2 IDP leagues. I figure, what the hell, I got to get him in one of these leagues, right? So I also have Trevor Lawrence, so I don't mind stacking it up there with his new fancy toy in Jacksonville. So go Jags. Yeah, light it up. So I grabbed Hunter there at the 102. Next up went Omarion Hampton to Crackhor. At the 104, Hergot was trying madly to scramble and get out of that pick. I think he was hoping for one of Hunter or Hampton to fall to him, but he ended up getting rid of it to Rams team sucks. And so He got the 107 and the 207, I believe. 20 107 and yeah, the 207, the pick he's on right now. So he ended up getting Caleb Johnson at the 107, and now he's on the clock. 105 went Tet McMillan to B. Wyke, and then the People's Champs scooped up Travion Henderson at the 106. Caleb Johnson again, 107 to Hergot. 108, the People's Champ again with Quinshon Judkins. So landing the Ohio State tandem there. Not a bad first round for the People's Champs. Getting Quinshon after Caleb Johnson goes at the 107. I think that Hergot was banking on the 0.25 per carry there for Caleb Johnson. That is my best guess why he went ahead and scooped him up. Now, I, having made the Jordan Love deal earlier, and in that deal I got the 102 Brenton Strange and Russell Wilson. So I gave up Jordan Love, Jaden Reed, and the 209, got back Travis Hunter, Brenton Strange, and Russell Wilson. So seeing that I had Russell Wilson, and that there isn't really any quarterbacks left of note that I really want to mess around with, I went ahead and jumped on Jackson Dart. Maybe it was early. Maybe I should have gone RJ Harvey there at the 109. I had picks 109 and 112. So I was really hoping to land two of three guys, Jackson Dart, RJ Harvey, and Emeka Egbuka. Now, I think with the format, I probably should have gone RJ Harvey, but I really felt like my co-host, Matt English, and his ever big, endearing love for Jackson Dart, I don't think that he would have let Jackson Dart slide past him at the 110. No, there's no way he would have taken Scadaboo. Maybe he would have gone at Egbuka, and then Dart would have fell to me at the 112, and I probably would have felt a little better about that because, yeah, this format, I would rather have RJ Harvey than Egbuka. So that's where I'm at. Just wondering where I'm at. Let's see here. All right. So, yes, after I took Dart, Matt English slid in and took RJ Harvey. Then the surprise of the draft here at the 111. And again, format is 0.25 per carry. Cam Scadaboo goes at the 111, the highest I've seen him go. He did go at the 112 in an earlier draft that was way back at the beginning of the draft season. That was one of my co-owners, the Fantasy Reaper, scooped up Scadaboo at the 112, and I believe that is a point per carry league as well. So I can kind of understand the excitement there to jump in and grab him. Next up, as I said, I was able to grab Egbuka, who fell to me. Love that. Love it all day. Yes, it's a running back heavy league, but you know what? That also means that the really fucking cheap guys get a 0.25 per carry too, right? So I guess I'll just lean into that and walk out of here with Travis Hunter, J Dart, and Egbuka. No problems there in the first round. As you can see, the tight ends just plummeted here. Just 0.5 for the tight end premium. Tyler Warren gets off the board at the 201. Then Mason Taylor goes at the 202. Interesting scoop there. Then Matt English grabs his boy Jaden Higgins with the Texans. Next up, Foss traded up to get Matthew Golden. I believe he gave up he had the 209, my 209 that I gave him earlier in that Hunter deal. So he gave up that 209 and the 212 he had for winning the league. So 209 and 212 to Matt English to get the 204 and jump up and grab Matthew Golden as well as a future third. So Matthew Golden and a future third for the 209 and 212 there. Then B. White grabbing another wide receiver here, Trey Harris, who I love out of this group of receivers right here. Then People's Champ scoops up finally Colston Loveland, falls to the 206 here. Wow. Okay. So obviously, I mean, they've probably been watching a little bit of our shows here, showing you what the war is like for the tight end position. Now, if one of these guys hits and is elite, well, then it really doesn't matter, because if it's an elite tight end, then you want them. But if anybody right now, literally after Bowers and McBride in a 0.5 tight end premium league, I am fine taking anybody tight ends 3 through like 15. Okay, I just traded for Brenton Strange, stacking them up with Trevor Lawrence, and then the rest of my squad. Let me rattle it off for you here so you get an idea of what I'm looking at here. I know that I mentioned I did want a running back, but wasn't able to accomplish that so far. Who knows? There's a lot of draft left here. I'm sitting on Derrick Henry, Devin Singletary, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, Brian Robinson, Sincere McCormick. So you could see I was just picking up super cheap carry points last year, right? Devin Singletary, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell I picked up after the season. Brian Robinson, super cheap. Sincere McCormick, cheap points, right? So I just zigged when the others zagged, you know. If they're going to overpay for running backs, I will gladly scoop up the value at the other positions. That's what happened at the start of this draft. In this startup, I ended up rattling off 3 quarterbacks. Didn't really want to do that, but I took Josh Allen in the first round at the 101. Then at the 212, I took Jordan Love, and then we did a third round reversal. So at the 312, Trevor Lawrence was still sitting there, and whatever, I grabbed him, and now I ended up hanging on to Lawrence, traded away Jordan Love for the 102 here to grab Hunter in an IDP league. So we'll see if that one pays off. I'm super excited for this one. Getting Travis Hunter. Who knows? Could blow up in my face, but whatever. I'll deal with it. Let's see if Hergot is actually available or not. Okay, so as I mentioned, I was going to get into some of my other leagues and show you how some of my other best ball drafts went. Hello, hello. There we go. Okay. Just checking the volume there on my mic was a little off. I feel an echo, but you'll let me know in the chat if it's really annoying or anything. I've had people tell me before. I don't mind. Okay. So we're hoping Hergot makes a pick here. That would be super exciting. As you can see, we've got Luther Burden, Jack Besh, Jalen Milroe, Bashil Tootin, Tyler Shook on the board there. So lots of interesting names. I don't know if there's anybody below that that I've seen go this high at the 207. Maybe Jalen Noel. Kyle Williams is there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anybody else go. Yeah, so this has been a wild draft. Like I said, here's my squad. So at quarterback now, I am looking at Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Russ, and Jackson Dart. I do have Mac Jones, but he's probably going to be sent packing. Just had him last year because of Trevor Lawrence's injury. Then we've got Derrick Henry, Brian Robinson at running back, then some trash cans. And then at wide receiver, we're running out Debo, DJ Moore, George Pickens, Christian Watson is banged up, obviously, so not looking great there. Then Darnell Mooney, who paid off, Romeo Dobbs, Khalil Shakir, Jalen Tolbert, and then we throw Travis Hunter and Emeka Egbuka into that mix. So probably drop Tolbert, but I'll hang on to the rest of the dudes. Shakir, Dobbs, Mooney, all solid best ball wide receivers. So I'm feeling really, really good about my wide receiver room now, especially throwing Hunter and Egbuka into the mix there. All right. Then we get to the tight end room. I've got Taysom Hill along with the newly acquired Brenton Strange, Tyler Conklin, and that'd do it for this Conklin that ass team. Yes. So, all right. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Again, so this format does have 3 IDPs. Some decent scoring for the IDPs. I'll run it down for you quickly. If you want to add a little spice to your leagues, this is just a suggestion. Pump up the sacks and INT points so you make it fun. Okay? Don't do some IDP where it's just a point of tackle and like 2 or 3 points a sack. All right? Throw these dudes a bone. And if it's best ball, I mean, you're just going to end up picking a bunch of bodies anyway. And then you got something to root for on defense. It's way better than having team defenses, I'll tell you that much. All right. But yeah, if we go to the scoring and the IDPs, I'll give you, this is just a suggestion. I wouldn't do this for every league. I am not an IDP guy at all, but we made sacks worth 6 points, INTs worth 6 points. You get a point for a tackle, 2 for a tackle for a loss, half a point for a hit on a quarterback. So, you know, there's a pass defense is 2 points. Few bonuses here for a bonus point for 2 sacks in a game. Just a couple of little bonuses here. But the main thing is that the sacks and INTs are worth 6 points, right? And then a tackle is worth a point. So really, you're just looking at middle linebackers that are tackling machines, sack artists, and a few safeties. And just throw them in there. It's best ball. So I usually roster around 6 or 7 defensive players just because you want the random variance. I've got some, and being that it's 12 teams and everybody's got anywhere from whatever 6 to 10 defensive players. There's only about 100 defensive players rostered, and trust me, there is an assload of defensive players out there. So, like, you do not need to waste huge draft. Obviously, I mean, we see here Abdul Carter has not been taken yet. Okay, and he's going to be I mean, in my opinion, he's going to be a monster. Maybe not first year right away. I mean, he's got Brian Burns there. They've got Kayvon Thibodeau. So the Giants defense really got a nice shot in the arm, and that's another reason why I love Jackson Dart. I mean, this is my 5th share now of Jackson Dart. I just figured, you know what? I don't have any Malik Neighbors. This is a much cheaper way to get in on the Malik Neighbors bandwagon. It's maybe a year late, but you know what? I didn't have a whole lot of top 5 picks last year in the draft. I had quite a few from pick 7 through the end of the first round, and I was able to finagle my way in and get a couple of Roma Dunzes, some Brock Bowers. So I was able to get in on the tail end of those big 8 that were there last year in the first round. But this year, I mean, I've got quite the mix. This is my 5th Travis Hunter share. It's odd. I have no Amari Hampton, Cam Ward, no shares. Tet McMillan, I got 1. No Travion Henderson. Plenty of Caleb Johnson. I've got 3 Caleb Johnson, 3 Quinshon Judkins, 2 RJ Harvey, 1 Scattaboo, an assload of Bashul Tootin, and then a random between. I don't think I have any Higgins or Golden. I've got like 3 Trey Harris, a couple Luther Burdens, no Jack Besh, a few Jalen Milrose. I did hop in on that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't pick till the 309 here, so it doesn't matter. All these guys are going to be gone. But, you know, it's been fun. I've sort of hit into the pockets that I like, and I've been able to scoop those guys up. I'll be doing a video showing all of my shares that I've got of the rookies coming up this week. And so, yeah, we're just waiting on Hergod here. I think he went to sleep. Ugh. Probably an exhausting Memorial Day weekend. What can I say? It's Memorial Day out there. Shout out to all the troops. Hope some of you are watching. Love you guys. Appreciate it. I did not join the Army when I was thinking about it in my early 20s, back when 9/11 happened. But anyway, I'm not getting political here. Just talking football. Yes. All right. Anybody got any questions? Who do we think Hergod should take? How about that? Anybody in the chat, throw it out there. Who do you think Hergod should be grabbing here? Hergod's roster. I'll run it down. Okay, so Hergod is sitting on. He did take. So he took Caleb Johnson, and that's it so far. He's got the 107, 207. Then 304, 404. All right, so Hergod is sitting on. Let's see this squad. Lions fan, go figure. Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown, Pacheco. He actually took over this squad, and ironically, it's just loaded up with Lions. Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown. It's got Aiden Hutchinson, Montgomery. Holy. Okay, so all the good Lions. Rashee Rice, McLaurin. So some good bodies there. Pacheco. And then trash cans. That's why you wanted Caleb Johnson. J.K. Dobbins hiding down there. Quarterback situation. Not good. Not good. Jared Goff. And Daniel Jones. Interesting. Okay. Well then. You rock and roll. Eesh. And Travis Kelce at... He's got Pacheco, Rice, and Kelce. Okay. Well, we'll see what he decides to pull off here. Maybe Tyler Shook is in his rearview mirror? Maybe not the rear view, in his front view? We'll see. I don't know, man. I got Tyler Shook in the third round of one of my early drafts, and that literally is the only share I've gotten of him. I kind of faded him as the drafts went on. Last season during college football, I really was getting high on Jalen Milroe, and that kind of carried over to this, even though he fell because he looked so shitty throwing the ball at the Senior Bowl or at the Combine. I forget which one it was, but he looked bad throwing the ball. So people got down on him. Jackson Dart went way above him, moved up, and now even Tyler Shook in some cases is going ahead of him in drafts. But dude, the talent is there for Milroe, and if he gets an opportunity in Seattle because of a Darnold injury or poor play, Darnold's contract, they've got an out on it. So it'll be interesting. I don't expect Milroe to come in and light it up through the air. But again, I mean, I've been saying it all off season. Nobody thought Jalen Hurts could throw the ball. You know, Milroe cannot squat 600 pounds like Jalen Hurts. I don't expect the tush push to get going on out there in Seattle. But Milroe, dude, he does not need that. Milroe is probably at least a whole tenth of a second faster than Jalen Hurts. This kid can fly. I'm talking like Lamar Jackson style rushing ability. And so we will see what happens there. Milroe is definite dart throw, but big boom bust potential. Like the thing the thing with him versus Shook is Milroe could actually potentially be worth a first rounder, right? Shook, I just don't see it, right? I would rather take Will Howard in the fourth round. So that's just my take there. Bet on Rodgers not signing in Pittsburgh. I mean, Rodgers could sign in New Orleans for all we know. I think it would be asinine, but if Rodgers is playing, why is he not playing for a Super Bowl and getting a stacked defense like Pittsburgh's and go into an organization that has their shit together? The Saints, I mean, I love it as a Bucs fan, but Jesus, they are. I hope they don't move because I want them in my division. I don't want them going somewhere else and then the NFL thinks about taking them out of the division. Jeez. All right, so that's where we're at there. I'm gonna keep following here. Knowing Hergod, I think that he already went to sleep. He's over in the East Coast time zone, around the Detroit area, and I'll try texting him one more time. Then I'll go on to my other best ball drafts, and I'll give you a rundown on some of my picks there. Most of my picks, if not all of them. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's go check out some of my other hello. There we go. Can you hear me? Just gonna hello. Okay. Looks like you can hear me. All right. So, let's bring up a couple of my other best ball leagues since we're talking best ball. We'll go down to the this is what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna stop sharing. There we go. Okay. We'll get you back up here. Don't worry. So yeah, if you haven't done best ball in Dynasty, I'm telling you, at least give it a shot. So there is so many different ways you can do it. I've settled on the best format I've seen is you start 12. I mean, obviously the sleeper picks your starters, whoever scores the most points, but start 12, 30-man rosters. There's no taxi squads. You're basically stuck with whoever scores the most points. But 30-man rosters makes it very interesting. There's no setup. Oddly, there's no setup in sleeper to prevent you from dropping players who've played already. So it makes it really interesting come Sunday night and Monday night football. The guys who are paying attention, like they go in and drop a couple of dudes. Basically, I leave the bottom 2 to 4 spots on my roster as sort of a churn and burn type thing. And so it makes it, because I'm active, right? And so my leagues, there's plenty of guys as well active like that. So they're churning and burning come Sunday night and Monday night football, trying to grab wide receiver 4-5s on the team, hoping for a touchdown. If it's an IDP league, they're just grabbing random sack artists or D linemen, hoping for a sack. But it's kind of fun because it makes it interesting to watch the defense too on Sunday night and Monday night football. All right, so we'll go to the Birdhouse 2. Because I did not have any. I had one pick in the Birdhouse 1 league, and that was I took Isaac Tesla in the 4th round. I won that league, but I had to maneuver around a lot of draft capital, and so I ended up with no picks in the first 3 rounds in that league, and that league is very sharp. I was not getting any discounts on draft picks, so I just kind of chucked the draft, I guess, which wasn't so bad. I mean, I was able to scoop up like 4 or 5 running backs after the draft. We only have 4 rounds, and as you should know, there's plenty of undrafted free agents available, plus it's best ball. So the wide receivers are actually a little more valuable in best ball. So anyway, let's bring this up. Here is my Birdhouse number 2 league. Here we go. Birdhouse number 2, and you can see I was drafting out of the 9 hole finished 4th place in this league. And so I had traded the 109. Well, basically, I traded away all my picks, but ended up trading away Saquon for the 101 and a 3rd. And so I grabbed Ashton Genty, got younger there. More than happy to do that. Then I had the 210 and grabbed my boy Jalen Milroe there. Bashul Tootin went right before him, which is fine. I mean, I didn't need 9th share of Bashul Tootin. So I grabbed Milroe there. Also grabbed Will Howard and Kyle Williams at the 304 and 305. Now, you could say Will Howard going 304 is a little high, but if you look at my team in that league, I'm obviously needing some quarterback help, which I'm just taking a dart throw on Will Howard in that case in this league. So now my team is looking like I've got Joe Burrow and Tua at quarterback, along with the newly acquired Jalen Milroe and Will Howard. Also have Jameis Winston, Jake Browning, Zach Wilson. So I'm still hanging on to some backup quarterbacks. We'll see. I may dump them. I mean, I have Zach Wilson because I have Tua. This is some sharp guys too. At running back in this league. So I grabbed Genty. I have Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Tony Pollard. So looking good there. See, in best ball, you don't really want to roster too many other running backs after the main core. So I've got those guys. Then I've got Isaac Orendo and Taj Brooks and Sean Tucker. And then I picked up JCM from Washington. So that's it. 7 running backs. Like, it's totally opposite than a lineup league. Lineup league, I'd have like 15. Instead, I go 15 wide at wide receiver. I got Chase, DJ Moore, Ridley, Jalen Waddle, Jacoby Myers. Then it really gets ugly. Cooper Kupp, Steph Diggs, Josh Palmer, Kyle Williams, who I drafted, Quentin Johnston, Jalen Naylor, Elijah Moore in Buffalo, mind you. Yes, so you can see it gets ugly there at wide receiver, but the whole point is it's best ball. You're just hoping for a touchdown, right? Maybe you get a 4 for 75 game out of them, something like that. But you're really hoping for a touchdown. So those bottom 2 or 3 wide receivers, Naylor, Elijah Moore, those guys will get churned and burned throughout the season. Same with JCM. I mean, we'll see it come training camp. If he's got a shot or not, he might get flipped out of there. Yeah, so that's the squad. Don't spend a whole lot of capital on tight end in a best ball format. I've got Jonnu, Noah Fant, and I think that's it right now. I'll probably pick up one more tight end. Oh, I've got Njoku. Jeez. So I've got Jonnu and Njoku along with Noah Fant. That's more than enough bodies at the tight end position. And then 26 draft, looking at, I own my own first, and I have 4 seconds going into this next season, 2 firsts in the 27 season. All right, so I'm pretty solid in the birdhouse too. Looking good, looking to make a run this year at the title. And we'll see. Chase and Burrow can pull it off for me. Love that tandem. Try to get it any league where I get one or the other in the first round of a startup. I'll always be trying to stack that up, because that's just a lethal, deadly tandem to have it come playoff time. They can win or lose. You're as you can see here. I mean, I took 4th, so obviously they didn't win me shit this last year. but that's okay. I'll forgive them. I'm not trading them away. They're mine. Yeah. So next up, we're going to go over to there we go. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what the heck just happened, but I'm back. All right. So now we've got, I know I hit the back button on accident. I apologize for that, everybody out there. Okay. So we are going to go and check out the next league, and that would be the Best Ball Mania League. There we go. You know, anybody have any questions about Best Ball Dynasty? Because it's literally the only thing I'll join anymore. I have too many lineup leagues. Like, lineup leagues really get annoying on Sunday mornings, I'm telling you. Like, it's no fun. You pick the wrong lineups. It's just super unfun. All right, here we go. Let's bring this one up here. There we go. Okay, so this one I won last year, so I would have had the 112, but I traded away. Yeah, I traded away all my picks, and I ended up moving back up. I think I had some third and fourths. Moved up, grabbed my boy Bushul Tootin. My team in this league, I'm just going to do this one real quick and why I didn't need to go and acquire higher players. I've got Lamar and Jalen Hurts at quarterback, Henry, McCaffrey at running back, along with James Conner and Joe Mixon. So you can see I'm like riding them into the grave. And then I picked up Tootin. So I've got 5 decent running backs. At receiver, I'm running a little under the elites there. Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, DK Metcalf, Khalil Shakir. Then we get a tier down. We got Jalen McMillan, Romeo Dobbs. And then it gets really ugly. Deontay Johnson, Devin Bailey. These guys could all be cut. But they're on the roster for now. We'll see how the Keenan Allen hanging out down there. Quarterback, I also have Aaron Rodgers hanging out, so that he would be my third quarterback. But with Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts, I'm really not too concerned about that. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, as the season rolls on, if I need to, I may address it. But for now, I'm good. All right, so that's the philosophy. If you're in a best ball and you're pushing for the title, like literally halfway through the season, it pretty much you get a divide, and the top 6 or 7 teams are going to make a push for it. The bottom 5 or so teams are going to start looking for next season, and they're going to want the draft picks, even in best ball where anybody can win any given week. Still, in good leagues, teams make a move, and they're in or out, right? So, all right, next up, we're going to go to another one. Okay. Let's get out of here. Yeah. So, who wants to join a best ball? Because we're going to be doing the Birdhouse 4 probably in the middle of June. We got the Birdhouse 3 coming up. We're going to do the first 10 rounds live for you June 1st. That's right, June 1st. So that would be this coming Sunday. First 10 rounds live on the Birdhouse Dynasty show starting at 6 p.m. We're going to run 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Get through as many rounds as possible. I figure with a 5-minute clock, we can get through 10 rounds. That's my best guess. We'll see where we get. We got a few people in the league on the East Coast, so I don't want to keep them up too late. But hopefully these dudes make their picks ahead of time, and then we'll see where it goes. There's going to be, their trades ahead of time. That's what I'm saying. With 5 minutes, it's still enough to make a trade, but not necessarily trade on the clock. Like, you want to be making a trade 2-3 picks ahead of time. And if everybody's in the room paying attention, trades can still get done. I'm not too concerned about it. All right. So got a couple other best balls from last year. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do the Dynasty Best Ball Superflex. All right. So this league is 3 years in, and this one I took 3rd place in last season. Let's bring it up for you. Here we go. All right, so you can see there I'm at the 108 position. This is just a 10-team league. So teams are pretty stacked. This is best ball. We got 30-man rosters. Do we have 30-man? I think we have 30-man. And so this one, even 6th, 7th teams have a shot. My roster here, I got Jaden Daniels. I traded away Breece Hall last year in the draft for the 106 because Jaden Daniels fell. Now, I get it, it's 10-team, but still, for a quarterback like Daniels, glad I did that move. Because at the time, the keep trade cut was not liking the 106 going for Breece Hall, but it was for Jaden Daniels. All right, I love it. Anyway, so I'm sitting on Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, as well as Stafford and Geno at quarterback. So love it. 4 quarterbacks and a best ball. That's one thing I love to do is have 3, 4, even 5 starting quarterbacks in best ball, because even if you got those studs, any quarterback can put up a 20 burger or more each week. So you want to get the 20 points plus 20 plus something out of the quarterback position. Then I've got Henry, Monty, and Caleb Johnson. I was able to grab there at the 108. No wonder I wanted him. Shul Tootin I got down at the 208. And then Devin Neal. So, as you can see, this league didn't quite do as much trading. Like, look across this. A lot of people just held on to their picks. And so some leagues are like this, where guys are a little more closer to the belt. And so if you're in a league like this, and we all probably are or have been from time to time, so there's a little different way you've got to play this. For one, you got to be willing to hit on some draft picks, okay? Because you're going to be stuck with some of yours. You're not going to be able to trade these guys the picks away for producing vets at this time of the year, okay? Um, because guys are going to overvalue if they're that type of player, they're going to overvalue their veterans too. Like you could offer. Let me give you an example. Okay, Garrett Wilson and Drake London, right? They're pretty close in value, right? Pretty similar in situation. Although I like Michael Penix as a thrower of the football as opposed to Justin Fields. However, target share is probably even in favor of Garrett Wilson there. But you get my point. Garrett Wilson and Drake London are very close in value. But if somebody owns Drake London, you're going to have to give them like 2 something firsts, right? But then if they're trying to trade for Garrett Wilson from you, they're only going to offer you a first. So, like, it just annoys me when people are like that, and it just really leads to a stagnant league. This one I enjoy though. It's been fun. These guys are all good guys in this league. They are willing to trade from time to time, and I've been able to make some moves. As you can see there, I moved up to snag Trey Harris at the 207, which is technically the 17th pick overall, equivalent of the 205 in a regular 12-teamer. You can see the run there. Buka fell to the 204 here. Dart to the 203. Like Scadaboo went ahead. Tyler Warren went at the 109. So a little bit of randomness here. But I was able to get guys I love. Caleb Johnson, Trey Harris, Bashul Tootin. And then at the 308, grabbed a share of Jalen Knoll sitting there. I probably, if I could take it back, I would have taken Kyle Williams. But this was a little earlier in the draft cycle. Kyle Williams was hidden down there, and I just basically forgot about him. Maybe I thought I was going to be able to get him on undrafted free agents, so that's why I drafted Knoll and then was going to go after Kyle Williams. But you can see the champ there. Dale Walters is a champ for a reason, and he grabbed Kyle Williams on me. So, fair enough. Other things to note, Tyler Shook there at the 303. Again, I believe this draft was a little earlier in the draft season. Just trying to think of the running. Yeah. Trevor Etienne also had been buried on the draft board earlier in the draft cycle. He was in like the 2000s, way down there. He started moving up, and now he's projected as a 3rd rounder to go in any rookie drafts for you. But you could see, I mean, Jaden Blue did go ahead of Dylan Sampson here. Jaden Blue, of course, with probably a better shot at starting than Dylan Sampson. I mean, I think we're all pretty well sure that Quinshon Judkins is going to be starting ahead of Dylan Sampson. Jaden Blue, however, he's battling the ultimate underachiever in Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, the walking corpse that's left of Miles Sanders. So, I mean, and then what? Phil Maffa? Like, dude, Phil Maffa's only seen in 16-team formats. So, like, Jaden Blue's got a shot. I personally don't love Jaden Blue. I don't think I even own a share of him because he was going higher than my liking. But, dude, you get to the 3rd, 4th, and you're 5th round or undrafted free agent, I'll grab any running back that's sitting down there. Hell, give me Marcus Yarns for all I care. I mean, Alvin Kamara is not going to play 17 games, right? And Devin Neal, though I love him, I mean, look, no Devin Neal taken here. Now, this is best ball, mind you. He'll be taken in pretty much all your lineup leagues. All right. So let's go. Hi there. Okay, let's see what else we've got. There is probably one or two other. I know we're going to go over my big 53-man league later this week when Matt English is able to join us. Hopefully Thursday morning, I'm thinking, is what we're looking at for that show. Let me see if there's one more best ball league to give you. I got two more. Oh yeah. Here we go. This is another 10-teamer. We'll stick with that format quickly. This is the one called Not First Your Last. So it really either you win or you get nothing. So yeah, I took 4th in this, got nothing. But anyway, other than the 107 I was awarded with, and there I grabbed Quinshon Judkins, one of my 3 shares. Didn't have my 207 pick. But I was able to acquire there's my picks. So you can see I didn't have my 207, but I was able to acquire in a couple extra 4th rounders. I took Alec Manor, Kyle Williams, and Shimmery DK, along with Will Howard in the 3rd. So you can see I liked Will Howard and his opportunity just because, well, Aaron Rodgers is playing hide and go seek. And so we don't know what's going on there. And I like Will Howard as an actual quarterback over Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph we've seen already. We've seen that he can't do it, right? Like, he can go out there and sling it around, but I don't know. If I'm Pittsburgh, I'm liking Will Howard and his rushing ability and, ability to move the chains. Mason Rudolph's way more likely to throw a pick than he is a touchdown pass on any given drive, right? That's not what Mike Tomlin is looking for. Now, certain cases, sure, for a 2, maybe 3 week span, you could stick Mason Rudolph in there. He's a viable backup quarterback. Will Howard is probably the ultimate backup, but he's now this is going to go old school for you, very Jeff Hostetler-like. Okay, so Jeff Hostetler, if any of you know, was the quarterback that took over for Phil Simms in the 1990 season for the New York Giants, led them to a Super Bowl over the Buffalo Bills in their first of 4 in a row. They lost to the New York Giants, and Jeff Hostetler, the Haas. Yes. I'm not going to call Will Howard the Haas. Not yet. But he's one of my guys. Oh, yeah. Will Howard, we're pulling for no Aaron Rodgers for Will Howard's sake. So anyway, my not first year last league, my squad, probably pretty solid. I mean, it's a 10-team league. Yeah, this is the one I went Eagles nuts. I got Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Saquon. Then Quinshon Judkins now at running back. Didn't have much else there at running back. Najee, Jordan Mason, and that's it. Like I said, I like to run it lean. I do have Isaac Orendo as well, and Braylon Allen also. So still very lean at running back, just 6 running backs. I don't like having those 3rd, 4th running backs on my best ball teams. I like to stack it up at receiver. I got Puka, A.J. Brown, Drake London, Devontae Adams, DK, George Pickens. They're all listed in my starting lineup. Then Calvin Ridley, Ricky Pearsall, Josh Palmer, Kyle Williams, who I traded for after. No, I drafted him at the 405 there. Michael Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, Elikai Manor, Chimeri DK, and that is that. Will Levis hanging out down there. Yeah. Yikes. Okay, let's move on to my other league. League. Okay. Get us out of there. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Max Points League. Yes. So this league I am co-owning with Hergot, and we drafted the startup earlier in March, and we scooped up just an assload of rookie picks and made it very exciting for the rookie draft. Okay, where is it? Where'd it go? I know it's here somewhere. Sorry, folks. I'll get you to it. Max points again. So this is a 2 PPR league. So wide receiver heavy, for sure. Full point PPR for the tight ends. Just a lot of bonus points here. So anyway, like I said, we grabbed a ton of rookie picks, Hergot and I, and so you can see here. There we go. There's the Max Points League and the rookie draft. We started her off with the 101. Grabbed our boy Ashton Genty. Then we slid back in this draft. This was one of them. This was just a work of masterpiece. Ended up with R.J. Harvey at the 112, Jackson Dart at the 201, Trey Harris 203, Luther Burden falling to the 206 there for us. Then, did we have room for any more? Oh, we got Tyler Shook there at the 307, Will Howard 401, and finished it off back-to-back with Woody Marks and Tay Felton. Yes, Tay, the third rounder, sneaking to the Vikings. And so our squad, we're looking at Bo Nix and Gino, as well as Tyler Shook running it thin at quarterback. Also have Jackson Dart. So a couple rookies taking a shot on. We do have Mason Rudolph as well. That's why we grabbed Will Howard, because we drafted Aaron Rodgers. So we got the trifecta in Pittsburgh. I'm sure we'll narrow that down after we see if Aaron Rodgers signs there. Then at running back now, we've got Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Genty, R.J. Harvey, Tony Pollard. We did a trade in this league where we acquired Kyle Williams. So somebody, yes, V. Bullinger, he had drafted Trey Benson, came to us because he wanted James Conner, and we were like, and he offered Tony Pollard straight up for James Conner, and we were like, dude, we picked James Conner in the middle of the 12th because we liked him more than Tony Pollard, who went at the end of the 12th. So what are you going to give us on top? So we ended up working it out where we got Pollard and Kyle Williams for James Conner in a third, which basically for Bullinger, that was fine because he picked Kyle Williams late. Like, Kyle Williams should not have fallen to the 312. But we took Tyler Shook at the 307. Like, we had a hard choice there. But Kyle Williams ended up sliding 6 more picks. We were praying he was going to fall to the 401. Didn't, but we got our guy Will Howard there anyway, so that was fine. But anyway, we ended up getting Kyle Williams afterwards. So our wide receiver room, so this league I think picked at the 112. We went back-to-back with Gibbs and Malik Neighbors. That's why we wanted Dart at the 201 to stack that nasty stack up. Oh, we got OKC in Minnesota here. 2-point game. SGA going to the line, 14 and a half seconds to go. Oh boy, getting nasty here. Big game for both teams here. OKC wins. They can go home to close it out in game 5. T-Wolves definitely needing to find a way to pull this one out. SGA sitting on 35 points, another 30-point performance. The guy is just an animal. Anyway, back to the squad. Got Malik Neighbors, Rasheed Rice, DK, Cortland Sutton stacking up with Bo Nix. Then the rest of our receivers are kind of ugly. Yeah, that's why we wanted Kyle Williams. So we got Trey Harris, Kyle Williams, Trent Tucker, and just a bunch of bodies. Yeah. So we'll see how that wide receiver room folds out. We're sitting on some good draft capital going forward as well. 26, sorry. We've got 3 firsts. Don't have our 27 first, though, so we'll see what we decide to do with those. 3 firsts and 2 seconds in the 26 draft, 227 seconds there. So I'm looking forward to that league as well. All right, let's go back to the live draft going on currently, and that is in our Crash and Smash League. Yeah. Let's recap you there. Hergot has not been able to get in. I know the dude gets up super early, and I'm sure he's going to make this pick at like 4 in the morning. Which is fine. We got some dude that's overseas in this league. So whatever. I mean, we don't even have a timer going on this draft, and we've made it a round and a half into the midway through the second. Day 1. Can't complain about that. We got to go 5 rounds in this baby. Because we have IDPs, so we made it 5 rounds. Yeah, so we're still sitting here waiting on Hergot. Best guys on the board are Luther Burden, Jack Besh, Jalen Milroe, Bashul Tootin, and Tyler Shook, as well as Kyle Williams. So I'm thinking it's Rudy Gobert gets the tip in. 2-point game. T-Wolves really need a missed free throw here by OKC. Just deny SGA the ball. All right. So, yeah, we're going to sit on the 206 probably through the night in this one. Luther Burden, probably the top guy on the board. And we'll see. Hergot tries to pull a deal here, or he likes what he sees in Luther Burden. All right. So, that is going to do it for our best ball episode here. This was super fun going through these. If anybody's got any questions on best ball formats for Dynasty, I know I did not join them until really get into them until last year. 2 years ago, I had joined a couple, so I got my feet wet with them. But yeah, it's really the way to go if you're in a bunch of leagues, because again, the format's super easy. You don't have to set lineups. Yes, you do have to do waivers. Yes, you do still do trades. And yes, what makes it even more entertaining is the fact that Sunday night and Monday night football become more important. So I highly recommend trying out a Dynasty Best Ball League for you. Again, check us out on the Patreon, patreon.com/Birdhouse Dynasty Show. Tons of fun going on in the chat rooms, and we're doing a roster review probably, if not this week, next week. We've got CD Velasquez, newest member. We'll be doing a roster review for him. And Grid FE, we've got to hit his roster review as well. But don't forget to smash the like and subscribe. Plenty of content. Now that our rookie drafts are winding down, it is getting into startup season, and we'll work on roster construction, give you some ideas as to what you can and should not do for your rosters to get them prepared and set up for August leading into September. All right. With that, it's been a pleasure this Memorial Day evening. Shout out again to the troops. We love you. Thank you. And remember, never stop working.